Welcome back, everyone. Ready for another deep dive?
Absolutely.
Today, we're taking a look at the world of AI.
Specifically, the companies and individuals that are really shaping the field in 2024.
We've got a whole stack of articles here.
Highlighting the top startups,
Emerging trends.
major investments, and the brilliant minds behind it all.
It feels like AI is moving at lightning speed.
Yeah, it really is a fascinating snapshot of this ever-evolving field.
And one thing that stood out to me
Yeah.
is just how global the AI landscape has become.
It's definitely not just Silicon Valley anymore.
Exactly. By the end of this deep dive,
I think you'll have a much clearer picture of just how global it's gotten.
you'll know who the key players are.
The trends to watch out for.
And maybe even spark some ideas for how AI is going to impact your world.
Let's kick things off with the startup scene.
All right.
The sheer number of new AI companies is just mind-boggling.
And their valuations.
Through the roof.
Some of these startups are rivaling
You know, the big tech giants.
in terms of their work.
It shows you just how much faith investors have in AI's potential.
It's a global boom.
Yeah,
It's not just about the big names.
Right.
We're seeing innovation coming from all corners of the world.
for sure.
But let's start in the U.S.,
Okay.
where companies like xAI
Elon Musk's
are
venture.
attracting a ton of attention.
Well, with xAI, what's interesting is that, Musk has been pretty vocal about his concerns with AI.
Right.
So he founded xAI
Yeah.
with this very specific goal of developing what he calls safe and beneficial artificial general intelligence.
Yeah, so it's going to be really fascinating to see
Yeah.
how their approach differs from the other players in the field.
Yeah, for sure.
Then there's Anthropic.
Backed by Amazon and Google.
Oh,
They've raised billions in funding to develop what they call constitutional AI,
okay.
which is focused on building AI systems that are aligned with human values and principles.
Oh, wow. So ethics and safety are
Huge considerations right now.
really becoming key considerations in AI development.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then you have companies like Figure AI
Focusing on humanoid robots.
with investments from,
Jeff Bezos.
of course.
What's interesting about Figure is that they're really focused on building robots that can integrate seamlessly into human work environments,
Interesting.
specifically targeting, industries that rely on a lot of manual labor.
They're aiming to kind of address labor shortages
Yeah,
and improve workplace safety, which are obviously huge challenges in so many sectors.
absolutely.
It's interesting you have xAI kind of focusing on the more,
Theoretical?
like almost philosophical aspects of
Right.
AI, while Figure AI is just like diving headfirst into practical applications.
Exactly, and that's what's so exciting.
Right.
There's no one-size-fits-all,
Yeah.
and different companies are tackling different challenges with completely unique perspectives.
So we've talked about a few of the big players in the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
What's happening over in Europe?
Well, the European AI scene is a little less about
Mhm.
flashy valuations
Mhm.
and more about targeted innovation.
Interesting.
And there's a real emphasis on open source development.
Like, for example.
Mistral AI in France.
Okay.
They're developing open source AI models, which means they're making their tech accessible to other developers and researchers.
So they're really saying, hey,
Let's work together.
let's build the future of AI together.
Yeah, exactly. It really aligns with Europe's focus on
Data privacy.
ethical AI development.
And then you have Wave.
Also in Europe,
Yeah.
taking a unique approach to self-driving cars.
Okay.
They're ditching that expensive LiDAR technology that a lot of companies use
Interesting.
and just relying on AI.
Bold move.
It'll be interesting to see how that plays out.
So Europe is definitely a force to be reckoned with in AI.
Yeah,
And they're bringing their own values and priorities to the table.
absolutely.
All right, let's shift gears and head over to Asia,
Okay,
where the AI scene is absolutely exploding.
it is. China is leading the charge
Yeah.
with companies like Zipu AI.
I've heard of them.
They're developing these large language models that can understand and generate human-like text.
Wow.
And we're even seeing startups launching apps
Mm-hmm.
that can create high-definition videos just from text prompts.
It's mind-blowing how quickly they're developing these cutting-edge technologies.
It really is.
And it's not just China.
Right.
India has fractal analytics.
Using AI to help businesses make data-driven decisions.
And then there's Singapore.
With Bioformis,
Oh,
a rising star applying AI to healthcare
specifically personalized medicine, I think.
and remote patient monitoring.
It's really interesting that the Asian AI landscape is fueled by both local investment
Yeah.
and support from those large American tech companies.
It's a really complex dynamic
Yeah.
of collaboration and competition.
It seems like everyone's trying to stake their claim in this future of AI.
Absolutely.
It highlights how global this whole AI race has become.
It really does.
But let's not forget, AI isn't just about companies.
Right.
It's about the individuals driving this innovation,
Those brilliant minds.
shaping the future of this technology.
Yeah, and there are some incredible individuals pushing the boundaries of what's possible.
I'm excited to dive into that.
Yeah, and the next part of our deep dive will delve into the stories of these pioneers,
Yeah.
from deep learning legends to young innovators who are making a real mark on the world.
Sounds good.
Welcome back. We're continuing our exploration of the AI world. And last time we left off talking about those brilliant minds behind this tech revolution.
I'm excited to meet these AI pioneers. Who should we start with?
Well, no conversation about AI would be complete without mentioning Jan LeCun.
Okay.
He's a legend in the field, a true pioneer of deep learning who's still pushing boundaries over at Meta.
Facebook's research lab.
That's right.
It's pretty impressive to be at the forefront of AI for so long.
Yeah.
What's so noteworthy about his work?
Well, he's been a driving force behind convolutional neural networks,
Okay.
which are a type of AI model that really excels at analyzing images. So his work has really paved the way for breakthroughs in areas like computer vision,
Right.
facial recognition,
Mm-hmm.
even medical imaging.
Wow.
And he's not resting on his laurels.
Oh.
He's currently exploring self-supervised learning,
Okay.
which is a method that allows AI to learn from huge amounts of data without explicit human labeling.
So he's really shaping how AI learns and evolves.
Absolutely.
So who else is pushing the boundaries of what AI can do?
Oh, we have Ian Goodfellow.
Okay.
You might not recognize the name, but you'll definitely know his invention,
What's that?
generative adversarial networks.
Oh, JANs.
Or JANs for short.
Yeah, okay, I've heard of GANs.
Yeah.
They're the ones behind those crazy realistic deepfakes, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
JANs are behind some of those mind-bending deepfakes, but their potential goes way beyond that.
Okay.
JANs essentially consist of two neural networks,
Mm-hmm.
one that generates data and another one that tries to distinguish the real data from the fake data. So this kind of back and forth competition forces both networks to improve,
Interesting.
leading to these remarkably realistic outputs.
Okay.
And it's not limited to just images.
Right.
JANs can generate everything from music and text to even scientific data.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah, it really is.
So it's like an AI arms race,
Exactly.
pushing both sides to become more sophisticated.
Exactly.
That's really cool.
And Goodfellow developed this groundbreaking technology at a really young age.
Oh, wow.
He's currently leading machine learning at Apple,
Yeah.
which gives you an idea of how quickly careers can progress in this field.
That's really inspiring to see such young talent, shaking things up.
Yeah,
Now, can't forget about the crucial role of data in AI.
right.
I remember reading about Fei Li and her work on ImageNet.
Yeah,
That was a real game changer, wasn't it?
absolutely. Fei Li really recognized that the lack of large labeled data sets was holding back progress in computer vision.
Okay.
So she spearheaded the creation of ImageNet, which is this massive database of millions of labeled images that researchers could use to train their AI algorithms.
So she essentially built the foundation for modern computer vision.
That's a great way to put it, yeah.
Wow.
ImageNet revolutionized the field and led to significant advancements in object recognition,
Right.
image classification,
Mm-hmm.
and even self-driving car technology.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it is.
And she's still a leading figure in AI,
Oh, yeah.
now as a professor at Stanford.
Yeah, she emphasizes the importance of ethical and responsible AI development.
So it's clear that she's not just brilliant,
Mm-hmm.
but also really deeply committed to making sure that AI is used for good.
Absolutely.
Now, I know we have a whole constellation of Canadian AI stars to cover as well.
We do.
Yeah.
Canada has really established itself as this global hub for AI research.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, we have Yoshua Bengio,
Okay.
another deep learning pioneer,
Mm-hmm.
and he's known for his work on recurrent neural networks.
What are those?
So those are particularly good at processing sequential data, like language and speech.
Okay.
So his research has really had a huge impact on natural language processing
Yeah,
and machine translation.
that's really cool.
And then, of course, there's Geoffrey Hinton,
Oh, yeah, I've heard of him.
often called the godfather of deep learning.
It's a pretty big title.
It is.
He's done some groundbreaking work with neural networks, right?
Absolutely. His contributions are really foundational to the field.
Oh.
His early research on backpropagation, which is this key algorithm for training neural networks,
Okay.
it really helped revive interest in depth learning, which had kind of fallen out of favor for a while.
Really?
Yeah, and he's now at Google,
Of course.
continuing to push the boundaries of AI.
It's amazing how much talent is concentrated in Canada.
Yeah, it really is.
And we can't forget about the women who are shaping this field, like Joelle Pineau.
Mm-hmm.
I understand she's a leader in reinforcement learning and robotics.
Yeah, she's an incredible researcher, and she's also a strong advocate for diversity and inclusion in tech.
That's awesome.
Her work on reinforcement learning is helping to create AI systems that can learn through trial and error.
Kind of like how humans learn.
Exactly.
That's cool.
And this technology has such exciting applications in robotics.
Yeah.
Game playing, even personalized medicine.
That's so cool.
So it's really about teaching AI to learn from its experiences.
Right, which could lead to some really adaptable and intelligent systems.
Absolutely.
And then we have Richard Sutton.
Another Canadian AI pioneer.
What's his area of expertise?
Sutton is considered one of the founding fathers of reinforcement learning.
Oh, wow.
He's been researching this field for decades, and his work is really helping lay the groundwork for AI systems that can learn and adapt in these really complex and dynamic environments.
That's fascinating.
He even wrote a textbook on the subject that's considered a must-read for anyone who wants to understand how machines learn.
So it's clear to see how these pioneers have shaped the AI landscape. But, we focused a lot on North America. We need to circle back to Europe.
Right.
They're doing some really interesting things in AI as well.
Absolutely. Europe is brimming with AI talent and innovation, and they're taking a slightly different approach, often focusing on practical applications and those ethical considerations.
Right.
So let's dive back into that European AI scene and uncover some of the gems that we haven't had a chance to talk about yet.
I'm all ears. What else is happening in Europe that's pushing the boundaries of AI? All right, we're back in Europe where the AI scene is really thriving.
Yeah.
But with that unique flavor, they seem to be focusing on practicality and ethical development. What companies should we be paying attention to?
Well, one company that stands out is DeepL.
DeepL.
Based in Germany, they're making waves in the language translation space.
Interesting.
And they've actually attracted some serious investment.
How much are we talking?
Over $300 million.
Yeah, for language translation. Wow. What makes them so special?
Well, DeepL is known for producing these incredibly accurate and nuanced translations.
Okay.
They're not just replacing words.
Right.
They're really capturing those subtleties of language and context.
So how are they doing that?
What sets them apart is their use of transformer networks.
Okay.
It's a specific type of neural network architecture
Right.
that has really revolutionized natural language processing.
Interesting.
These networks are really good at understanding long-range dependencies in language, which allows DeepL to produce translations that are more fluent and natural sounding.
So they're not just translating words, but meaning and intent.
Exactly.
That's a game changer for communication.
Absolutely.
And they're challenging Google Translate,
Yeah.
which is a pretty big feat.
It is.
Now, we talked about ethical considerations in AI earlier. Is there a company that's focusing on that specifically?
Well, there's this fascinating company called Helsing, also based in Germany, and they're applying AI to defense.
Oh, wow. That's a high-stakes area.
It is.
And they're navigating those ethical complexities pretty carefully.
Yeah, very carefully.
AI in defense sounds pretty intense. What are they actually doing?
So they're developing AI tools to help military leaders make better, more informed decisions.
So think real-time data analysis.
Yeah.
Threat assessment.
Strategic planning.
All powered by AI.
All powered by very sophisticated AI algorithms.
Okay.
But they're very aware of the ethical implications.
Right.
And they're working hard to ensure that their technology is used responsibly and transparently.
So how are they ensuring that?
They're really focused on what they call meaningful human control.
Okay.
Which means making sure that humans are always in the loop when it comes to those critical decisions.
Yeah, that's a really crucial point.
Yeah.
It's not about replacing humans,
Right.
but about augmenting their abilities and ensuring that AI is used ethically, especially in a field like defense. Now, what about other industries? Are there European companies applying AI to everyday challenges?
Oh, yeah, for sure. There's Batisha, a French company, and they've created this AI co-pilot specifically for real estate and construction professionals.
An AI co-pilot for construction?
Yeah.
That sounds pretty futuristic.
It does, but it's a great example of how AI is finding practical applications in all sorts of fields.
So what can this Copilot actually do?
Well, it can analyze blueprints,
Okay.
estimate costs,
Mm-hmm.
even identify potential risks.
Wow.
So it really frees up those human experts to focus on the bigger picture.
So it's about streamlining those workflows,
Yeah,
improving efficiency,
right.
and ultimately creating safer, more sustainable construction projects.
Exactly.
So again, not about replacing those architects or construction workers,
Mhm.
but about empowering them with these AI tools.
That's right.
Now, I know we mentioned graph neural networks earlier,
Yeah.
and I have to admit, I'm still a bit fuzzy on what those are.
So graph neural networks are a type of AI model that are really good at analyzing structured data.
Okay.
So think of data that's organized like a network or a graph,
Oh, yeah.
like social connections,
Okay.
financial transactions,
Right.
even molecules in a chemical compound.
So it's about understanding relationships between different pieces of data.
Exactly. And that makes them super useful for things like fraud detection,
Okay.
social network analysis,
Mm-hmm.
even drug discovery.
Wow. So there's a company that's actually using this.
Yeah, there's a French company called Neuralk AI.
Neuralk AI.
And they're using graph neural networks to develop some really innovative solutions in these areas.
So what kind of projects are they working on?
They're working on things like identifying financial crime
Okay.
and even accelerating drug development.
That sounds like they're tackling some really complex problems.
They are.
We've talked about open source development as a key trend in Europe.
Mm-hmm.
Are there other companies embracing this approach?
Yeah, there's Pruna. It's a Franco-German startup,
Okay.
and they're all about making AI models more efficient and accessible.
Interesting. How are they doing that?
Well, they've developed this solution for automatically compressing AI models,
Okay.
making them smaller and faster without sacrificing accuracy.
So it's like a diet for AI model,
Oh, yeah, a great analogy.
making them leaner and meaner.
Exactly, and it's a crucial innovation.
Right.
Because as these models become more powerful, they
Mhm.
also become more computationally expensive and resource intensive.
That makes sense.
So Pruna's technology really helps address that challenge.
Okay.
And it makes AI more accessible to smaller companies and organizations that might not have that huge computing power.
It's another example of how Europe is really democratizing access to AI technology.
It is.
All right, so before we wrap up, let's zoom out for a minute and look at the global AI landscape.
Okay.
What are some overarching trends that you're seeing?
Well, as we've talked about, the rise of these open source AI models is a major trend. And it's not just in Europe. We're seeing a growing emphasis on collaboration and data sharing across the globe.
So researchers and developers are realizing that the biggest breakthroughs are going to come from working together.
Exactly. It's kind of like two heads are better than one,
Right.
but applied to the world of AI.
Yeah.
And another trend is the blurring of geographical boundaries.
Right.
AI innovation is happening everywhere.
Yeah.
And each region is bringing its own strengths and perspectives to the table.
Creating this truly global AI ecosystem.
Exactly.
It's exciting to see how this technological revolution is unfolding on a global scale.
Yeah.
But as with any powerful technology, there are ethical considerations that we really need to think about.
Absolutely.
As AI becomes more integrated into our lives,
Yeah.
we need to be mindful of its potential impact on society.
Right.
Jobs,
Mm-hmm.
privacy,
For sure.
even the very nature of what it means to be human.
You're absolutely right. We need to have those open and honest conversations about the potential benefits and risks of AI. We need to ensure that it's developed and used responsibly and ethically.
With a focus on human well-being
Absolutely.
and social good.
It's not just about the technology itself,
Right.
but about how we choose to use it.
It's a call to action for all of us,
Yeah.
not just those working directly in the field of AI.
Right.
We all have a role to play in shaping the future of this really transformative technology.
Absolutely.
Well, that brings us back to the mission of this deep dive.
Yeah.
We wanted to provide you with a glimpse into this exciting world of AI in 2024, highlighting the companies,
The individual.
the trends that are shaping the field.
And we've seen some groundbreaking innovation
Remarkable talent.
and a growing awareness of those ethical considerations that have to guide AI development.
It's been an incredible journey, from startups pushing those boundaries to the researchers shaping the very future of intelligence.
It has.
And now it's your turn.
Yeah.
I encourage you to think about what stood out most to you.
What sparked your curiosity?
Which companies?
Which individual?
What does this AI explosion mean for your world?
Your work, your life, the future you envision.
The world of AI is vast and constantly evolving.
We've only scratched the surface here.
But hopefully this deep dive has given you a foundation to continue exploring.
learning,
maybe even contributing to this fascinating field.
Remember, the future of AI is not predetermined.
It's a future that we're all shaping together.
Through the choices we make,
The questions we ask.
the actions we take.
So stay curious, stay engaged.
And let's build a future where AI empowers humanity to reach its full potential.